In this House of Logic video, we're going to be installing Ubuntu 24.04 and making sure it is going to be compatible with the VirtIO drivers and installing the Qemu guest agent. So first things first, we're already logged into Proxmox. We're going to go and create a virtual machine. So over here, we're going to right click and we're going to go create VM. Now I've already uploaded the ISO for Ubuntu 24.04, so we're going to call this one, predictably, Ubuntu 24.04. We don't need to specify the resource pool. We are going to choose the installation ISO, which is that one there, and we're already on the correct Linux and kernel type. Over on system, we will choose the Qemu Agent, and we'll leave it on VirtIO SCSI single. Then for disks, let's go with 64 gig. And I prefer to run these in write back for performance, generally speaking. But yeah, let's go with that one. And then CPUs. Again, I usually go for at least 2 CPUs on a modern operating system. And on my hypervisor, because everything is running on a single host, and even on my nested environment, I'm just going to go with host pass-through for the CPU type. And we'll go with 4096 to give it 4 gig of RAM. And we will take the default configuration, which is going to stick us on VMBR0, and no VLAN tagging is required. And we'll use the VirtIO paravirtualized network drivers. So we click through, hit next, and finish. And at that point, we should be able to open up, once it's created the virtual machine, we should be able to open up the console and then start the installation process. So we're just waiting for that to finish creating. There we go, that's finished. So now we can start the VM and console onto it. So we can, I will not force you to sit through the installation of the Ubuntu server, but we're going to go through here, and basically we're going to go for the default options, including OpenSSH server for ease of use. So I'm going to stop the recording for a few minutes, and I'll rejoin you once that bit has finished. Okay, so the installation has finished. The only thing I've done is to eject the installation ISO in order to allow the machine to reboot correctly. And we're now at the point where we can log in. So using my imaginative username and password combination, which almost anybody would be able to guess, then I can log in here. Now I can see now I've got an IP address of 192.168.5.138, and for reasons of ease, I'm actually going to quickly remote into that using PowerShell window. So we're going to do SSH user at 192.168.5.138, which will then ask me about host fingerprints. So we're just going to log in here. Now what we need to do for VirtIO purposes is we need to check that we've actually got the correct elements loaded in the kernel. So the easiest way to do this, there's a couple of commands that you can find out on the internet. So we're basically going to go and check for the kernel drivers support, and that's one of the commands. And what we're going to, I'll put these in the comments, and we're actually looking here for where it's got config VirtIO BLK and config VirtIO net, and where we've got a Y next to them, this basically means that the operating system contains the VirtIO drivers, and it's already loaded. So unlike the Windows installation, you basically don't need to do anything. The next bit that you need to do, and we'll just hop back over onto this window here because the color scheme is slightly nicer, is we need to install the Qemu guest agent, which we can do very simply by doing sudo apt get install Qemu guest agent, and then we need to pop in our password, and we just say yes to continue. Okay, so that's installed, and then we need to set it up as a service, which is sudo system ctl enable Qemu. I keep pronouncing it Qemu. It may be Qemu. I'm actually not sure. I'll try and be consistent, but I may slip. Okay, it's not allowing me to do that. I'm just going to check it, and maybe we didn't get the correct option on the hardware. It's under options. I know it is enabled. Let me get back to it. Okay, maybe that is fine actually. Let's just try start. Okay, then we can just get status. Sorry, I think I misread what it said before. Yeah, that's fine. That's actually running. Okay, so that's basically it. At that point, you have the VirtIO drivers that you would need for optimum performance in Proxmox, and you have the Qemu guest agent installed. So you have the integration going through to the host. And that's it. It's as simple as that. We'll leave it there, I think. Thanks very much for... Oh, it's worth mentioning that, of course, this is what you do for Ubuntu. There are other options and there's comparable things to check on other versions of Linux. So for CentOS, etc., you will be dealing with the Red Hat derived versions. So same with OpenSUSE, you're going to be dealing with slightly different package managers, etc. And of course, all the other Linux versions as well. So as I said, that's it for Ubuntu, and we will leave it there. Thanks very much for watching. Like and subscribe if that's your kind of thing. Otherwise, we will see you next time. Thanks very much. Bye now.